Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. So as you can already see by the title, this video is going to be on times I almost got kidnapped. And yes, y'all, I almost was kidnapped. Like, I could have been sex trafficked. I could have been labor trafficked. They could have just killed me and sold my organs. So, like, I wanted to just share my stories with y'all so y'all could just be extra careful and learn and, like, you know, just protect your kids for real because it's a lot of evil out here. And what really like made me want to make this video is that like in Georgia, sex trafficking, labor trafficking is like at an all-time high. Like it's skyrocketed. It's been going on, but it's like all the way up here, especially in the Atlanta metro area. And that's where I live. So it's just like, oh my God, like it's happening to people that I know. So I just wanted to bring more awareness to it. And, you know, maybe this video helps somebody. So let me just get right into it. My very first encounter in almost getting kidnapped, I was like 3 or 4 years old. And I remember it so clearly. I wasn't in elementary school yet. And I know you start school around 4 or 5. So I was like, I believe I was 4. I'm the youngest of all my siblings. I really didn't have nobody little to play with. So at this age, you know, I like to play outside. You know, little kids, when you just little, you see a lot of grass. You run around, do cartwheels play. So anyway, I lived on Lindsay Drive. It's off of Glenwood Road. And Lindsay Drive, it's not like a regular neighborhood where you go in and you come back out. It's like you can you can go through Lindsay Drive and get on Wesley Chapel. So it's like, it's not a busy street, but it's still busy because a lot of people use it to cut through to get past the traffic on Covington to get on Wesley Chapel, whatever. So it's not like a neighborhood like whoever pull in, they come in they live in a neighborhood like you could just be driving through. So I was outside one day running around playing, and for some reason, I don't know why I was so close, kind of close to like the street, but I wasn't that close. And I seen a car like slow down, and it was a man in there, and it was more than one person. I don't know how many, but it was more than one person because the person in the passenger seat was telling me to come here, come here. And I was like, do I know them? And as a child, it's just like, oh, they know me. Like, why are they telling me to come here? So I went closer and I realized I didn't know them. And I took off. Like, I was gone. I was out of there. Like, I ran back in the house so fast because my mama always told me, a stranger, anybody ever come up to you and they start speaking to you and you don't know them, run and scream. Don't even say, I don't know you. Don't say nothing. Run and scream. So I ran. I don't remember if I screamed or not, but I did run straight in the house and I told, you know, my family what happened. And of course they looked out the window. The person been left. And that was just that. And I was just like, oh my God, like I'm so little, probably 40, 50 pounds. They could have just threw me in a car and took off and been gone. It's not a neighborhood where you have to make a U-turn to come back out. Could have just got right on West Chapel and been gone. So that was my very first time experiencing that. The second time I was in high school. I think I was 16, 17. And at this time I had gotten in trouble. My sister took my car keys. I did have a car. She took my car and she went out that night and she took my car keys. So me and my best friend at the time, we was like, man, we can't go nowhere. We can't do nothing. Oh my God, like we can't just be sitting here. It's the weekend. You know what we gonna do? You know, we got a little weed. We need to smoke. So we didn't have no backwell at that time, but cigarillo. So we needed to get a cigarillo to smoke. So we was like, how we gonna get to the gas station? And at this time, my house, the gas station was like a 15-minute walk from my house, a 2-minute, a minute drive, but like probably like a 15-minute walk. So we was like, we can walk. I ain't never walked ever to nowhere. Like I always had a car. I never had to walk. So, and this is Lithonia, by the way. Lithonia at the time, it's not the best, but it's not like the west side. It wasn't the worst. So anyway, so we walked to the gas station. Where neither one of us is old enough to buy the cigarillo. So we looking like, oh my God, we just outside the gas station looking cute. Got on little shorts, young little teenagers just out there. So we was like, we got to ask somebody to buy it for us. So we asked somebody to buy it. They bought it. Cool, everything. Anyway, we walking back. And mind you, this is like 8, 9 o'clock at night. So we walking back, and at this time, it's just like this street is like really dark. It's barely any street lights, so it's like kind of spooky. So we we walking, and a car slowed down, and it was like, you know, it was some guys, and it was trying to talk to us, and we was like, no, we good, and we kept walking. The car pulled up beside us again and slowed down. So this is the car, this is us walking. So it was like, no, we good, and we walking off, and they pulled up, and then we kept walking, and then they pulled up again, and then we kept walking. We just started running. We had to run, and at this point, I'm so happy we was close to our to my neighborhood. We ran. We ran all the way home, like all the way home, like that right there was like really close. Like, we had to run away from this man. Like, usually when a guy try to talk to you in the car, you be like, no, you good. They'll keep it moving. Like, they kept pulling up. Every time we walked faster, they kept pulling up, I was like, oh my God. We could have really been kidnapped, and nobody would have ever knew what happened to us, because my sister was gone. Nobody knew we had left out the house. So it's just like another thing, you can't go places without telling people where you at, sharing your location. You have to do this. You have to share your location. You have to send a text message. You have to keep in touch, because if you do go missing, you at least want somebody have a starting spot to search for you, or have an idea or something. But yeah, so the third time was when just the other day, I was at the farmer's market on Covington Highway, and I was in there just shopping, had my buggy with my food and stuff in it, just shopping. So I'm going down the aisle, and this man was like, hey, do you have a fire stick? And I was like, yeah, I got a fire stick. He was like, is it, you can watch, and he was like, is it updated? I said, yes, it's updated. I watch all the new movies. I'm good. He didn't even have to ask me, can you watch the movies? I said, yes, it's updated. I watch the movies. I'm good. Thank you. Didn't even look at him. I'm saying this while I'm walking. So, he was like, but let me just see your phone so I can reprogram it for you to get the new movies. I said, I already got the new movies. What you need to see my phone for? So I was like, no. So I walked off with an attitude like, this man don't leave me alone. The next lady behind me, he did the same thing too. You got a fire stick, ma'am? She said, yes. Let me program it for you. No, I'm good. Still bothering her, still attacking her. I was just like, oh my God. Mind you, this man don't have no buggy. He don't have no the little cart basket thing in his hand. He ain't got no food or nothing in his hand. So I was just like, I know this not happening like on the east side, like, you know, just over, like, it was just weird. Like, ain't no way, like, this happened like in Lenox, like in Buckhead, right? So I'm like, no, this wasn't nothing. So I overthought it. So I kept my eye on him while I was in the store, because I was getting a lot of stuff. So when you go in the grocery store, you go down every aisle. Like, why is he over on this end, then back over on this end, then back over on this end, and he ain't got no buggy? So I'm watching him. This man left up out that grocery store with nothing. You came in here to harass women, to reprogram their fire stick when that shit already upgraded. He could have been a sex trafficker. And the reason at first I didn't feel like he probably was, until I came home and I seen people kept reposting this lady who was a survivor from sex trafficking. So I Googled on YouTube, because I wanted to see the video, because a lot of people just had like a screenshot of it. Like, she had her baby in a car seat and she was like talking, but it was like a screenshot. So I YouTubed it, and this happened over 2 years ago. She's a survivor. She got kidnapped coming from work, Red Lobster off Candler Road, and she was at the bus stop, and she said a van pulled up and threw her in the car. And she said when she first got into the hotel, they basically beat her up really bad and raped her. And then she was there for 2 weeks. She was getting sex trafficking for 2 whole weeks. They kept giving her drugs. And like, you could see like on her arm, she got like bruises and like scratches. They tried to kill her. They tried to cut her vein like in the tub, and they barely missed it. She was cut up all over. And one of the girls that she did meet there, she was a 15-year-old. She was like, she got real close to her. That was like her sister. You know, you go through things. Y'all got like a bond. She was like, at one day she was able to get to a phone. She called somebody, you know, the police came and stuff, and they found a 15-year-old girl in the closet dead from an overdose from, you know, the drugs they was giving her. So it was just like, dang, like little kids, like a 15-year-old, don't nobody want to do that. They put you on drugs and you just be just gone. It's really, really, really sad. And Candler Road, like, that's like my neighborhood, and it's like this is happening right, like really, really close to me. So it's just like really scary, and I just had to share with y'all my experiences. I know other people probably experience it too, but you just got to be careful. So another incident, my auntie on my boyfriend's side, she was telling me how her sister daughter is 16-year-old, really pretty girl. She was at, I forgot where she said she was at, probably the mall. Lady came up to her and was like, what school do you go to? We have this program, you know, for girls, you know, seeking help, and it was like a church type program. And the girl, she gave her school, she gave her age, she gave her first and last name, she gave this lady all her information. Tell me why the next day she go to school and she see the same lady she met at the mall. And at this time, the school done put out like announcements, you know, stay away from this person. This person is like wanted, like, for doing this shit. So they came up to the school. They was about to slick kidnap her. And it's just like, it's that easy. They get your information. They know where you at. They get your phone. They can track you. So you have to be really, really, really careful, y'all. Like, you and your kids. They target women and kids. So you in the grocery store, I don't care if your child old enough, you make sure you can see them. They are in your vision. Like, it take just like that 1 second to be gone, and you don't know where they at. All people can say is, oh, I seen a van pulling off real fast. What is that gonna do? Nothing. Like, your child gonna end up found somewhere dead. So it's scary. Like, it's rare that they give back a sex traffic victim, or it's rare that you get out of it. So I want y'all to be careful, be safe. In the state of Georgia, you can buy a gun. You don't need a gun license. If you want to carry it, you do need that. But at the end of the day, if you carry it and you don't have a license and you have to use it, you're not gonna go to jail. You know what I'm saying? It's still self-defense. So y'all be safe, and I love y'all, and I will see y'all in my next video. Mwah.